Hello, welcome. Today I have another ink review video for you. I have Ferris Wheel Press Plated Gold Tress, and this is the beautiful box that it comes in. Their artwork is amazing. I love their packaging. And so this is a yellow ink. It does not have a sheen, but it has a gold green shimmer and high shading. So I'm super excited because I love shading inks and I don't have a whole lot of yellows. So that was part of the reason that I chose this. I love these flowers. Look at the little flowers. How pretty. And these are braids going around. So if you don't know, a plait is another word for a braid, and a tress is your hair. So that's how the name makes sense. All right, let me get this out of the box. And I find that very often when these bottles are shipped, they tend to slip down in the box like this, and it's gone too far to the bottom. Let me see if I can pull this out. If not, I can open it from the bottom. Alright, this is giving me a bit of a struggle. Let me turn it around. I'll be right back. Alright, and here is how the shimmer looks inside the bottle. Isn't that pretty? Alright, I'm really excited to see how this turns out. It's got this beautiful swirl. I like how it looks in the bottle. Every time I get a shimmer ink, it's just mesmerizing the way the shimmers swirl around. It's so pretty. And this is a little, they call it an ink carriage. I got this from Ferris Wheel Press also. It is a little holder for your bottle, and I'm trying to open this right now. The lid is on there really tight. Okay. And it holds the bottle so that I don't accidentally tip it over. And let me just mix this up really good. And I got this ink from the Writing Nook. They have excellent customer service if you're looking for a small fountain pen company to order from. They've got pens, they have inks, they have paper, and they have great customer service. So I would definitely check them out. All right, trying to get all the white spots filled. Okay. And then we'll let it pool on one side here. And rinse this off, and then we'll write the name on there. This is by Ferris Wheel Press. And I got it from the Writing Nook. There we go. All right, I'm going to set this off to the side to dry under the fan. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. What I'm going to do is shake this up. I want to make sure that we get the shimmers on every test here. All right, so this is just plain copy paper. And I always test this out on copy paper because sometimes that's all you have handy and you just want to know how your ink is going to perform. All right. This is copy paper. All right, let's see how this looks so far. Actually, this is doing pretty good. I don't see any feathering yet or anything, and it's got very, very high shimmer. Very, very nice. All right, let's try this on some HP 32. And HP 32 paper is just another type of copy paper, so it's relatively inexpensive. And it has a nice coating on it. It makes the inks look really nice. It's a very good in-between paper if you can't get the nicer stuff and don't want to use copy paper or cheap paper. And I used to use this paper for everything before I got some Tomo River, so highly recommend it. There we go. Trying to find a good side of this pen to write with. Alright, this is Plaited Tress. And this is HP 32. If there are any colors that you would like to see me review, just leave a comment down below. If I have the ink or if I can get it, then we'll do a review video. Alright, there we go. Pull that up, and here we are. That's how it looks so far. Let's set that aside to dry. Something I've noticed about shimmer inks is sometimes the shimmers, if they take over the ink, like if there's just so many shimmers, they look really pretty. But if, like for example, this is a high shading ink, we might not even be able to see the shading through all the pretty shimmers. So that's one of the things you got to keep in mind when choosing an ink that has shimmers, is that it might overpower some of the other nice effects of the ink, like the color and everything else. But that is okay, because I'll show you something. This is Tomo River paper. I want to draw some lines. So if you have an ink that you really like the properties of, but the shimmers are just overpowering, there's something that you can do. You just leave the bottle to sit like this one has, and when you dip the pen in to get the ink, just dip it on the very top. Don't go down to the bottom, because the shimmers will sink to the bottom. And what we'll do is do a little swatch here and see if it has less shimmers than the other swatch when it dries. And that might help show off some of the shading better. I don't know, it's just a guess. So anyways, I'm going to go check on the swatch we made, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So here's how this looks on copy paper. So this actually looked really good. I don't see any feathering at all. It's a tiny, tiny bit of shading, but that shimmer just really is really pretty. So this is great if all you have is cheap paper. Definitely this color is a good one, and just the shimmers are beautiful. And then here it is on the HP 32. The color, of course, looks a little bit richer, and you can see the shading actually, even though it's got really heavy shimmer in here. Definitely can see a little bit of shading, and just those shimmers are just absolutely beautiful. So that is how the two look compared. And then here is the Tomo River. So all of a sudden this almost looks like a different color. You can see the shading a lot. There's a lot, goes from really light yellow to a darker yellow. And so anyway, the shading is very much more pronounced here. In the writing you can see it very clearly. And then the shimmer, of course, is just beautiful. It's so pretty. This is a really pretty ink, very pretty yellow. And then down here where we took just the ink off the top without any shimmer, now you could really see the shading. You can see like the edge, because there's no shimmers blocking anything. And down here there's a little bit of shading in the writing. So this is just an idea. If you do have a shimmer ink that has a lot of shading, but the shimmers are getting in your way, just take the ink off the top and try it without the shimmer and see if you like it better. So this is beautiful, a beautiful ink. I'm going to go ahead and check the swatch, and this looks really good. So first of all, just like before, beautiful shading. You got the shading around the edge in here, like the ribbons, the halo shading, and down here goes from a very pretty yellow to there's a darker, it's almost like an orange or something, just slightly, or a brown. And the shimmers in this are just crazy. It's so pretty. And then down here in the writing, you can see the shading very clearly. So this is a beautiful ink. And if you found this useful at all, or if you enjoyed the video and want to see more, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. You have a great day.